Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live series for the SheRises, Amplify, and Thrive live speaker series, where people from all over the world that are spiritual healers, masters, gurus, visionaries, you name it, they're here to share their wisdom, their insight, their messaging, and just share their energy with you. And it is amazing. I'm so appreciative of everybody that comes on here because so far, what everybody has shared has been incredible. Just like today's show is going to be another incredible experience for everyone. And all of your donations go to the She Rises Foundation, where we are literally rising up women to step into their empowerment and their leadership, whether that's through entrepreneurship, advancing in their career, just wanting to empower who they are and come back to remembering who they are. So a huge thank you to everyone up to this point who has donated. At this, as of right now, we are able to give away at least 3 scholarships. So I'm excited as to what that will be when we come to the end of the year when the scholarships are awarded. So today, my guest is Debbi Dachinger. She is a journalist and a certified shamanic energy practitioner. She is the host of an 18-year award-winning Dare to Dream podcast on ETs, shamanism, and spirituality. She is a speaker, a healer, a coach, and a best-selling author and mentor. And today's topic is Close Encounters of the Ancient Kind, Bridging Earth and Star Beams. Welcome, Debbi. We're so excited to have you, and I cannot wait to dive into your topic today.
Yay. Thank you. Me too. I love this topic. And again, just from my heart, a warm welcome to all your live guests and to those of you who'll be watching the replay in the future, because time is an illusion anyway. So we're all together right now.
I love it. Yes, a huge thank you to everyone. Okay, so I have to dive in because right into let's talk about ETs. And the first question that I actually want to ask you is, did Japanese have a relationship with ETs? Which is so interesting to me because oftentimes we only think about ourselves. So I want to dive into the Japanese and the relationship that they have with ETs.
Yes, is the answer. I want us to start with modern times and say the Japanese are so phenomenal. In the United States or Canada, let's say, it's the kind of subject where you have some people who are fully in and say, no, I know this exists. I know there is life forms that are way more advanced than us that exist on other planets. And then often those same people say, I also am aware I've had multidimensional lives and I do right now. And I've existed and exist in different planetary universes. I've been different species. Then you've got the camp of the eye rollers, right? Who are like, oh, come on, who don't think that that could be so. But in Japan, God bless, because the Japanese are fully in. This is a pedestrian conversation. They know that this exists. And I love that. That's why a lot of our great people who channel the extraterrestrials have a huge following and often will travel throughout the year to deliver workshops to Japan. And they have a big following there. So, that said, yes, the Japanese have had a history and throughout the entire world, all the shamans and the indigenous have this amazing history with the extraterrestrials. They also, shamanically, would not act like those, let's say, in the USA, so dualistically. They know 1,000% they exist because they come from that, because they have had relationship with them forever. Now, specifically the Japanese, their connection are these beings that they call the dogu. And you can see from ancient times, and I mean really ancient, it's so funny how our common known history is like, oh, we've existed for 5,000 years, when in fact we've been around for millions of years. And the Japanese and their relationship with the Dogu are seen today in what is amazingly still intact sculptures, ceramics, if you will, called the Dogu. Now, they're all different size. Now, there is some Dogu that we're not going to talk about that the Japanese use, that they're supposed to bring luck, good fortune with fertility. And then, you'll see the big hips and all that. But the ancient Dogu that archaeologists have found look like extraterrestrials. They have these huge coffee shaped bisected eyes. They've got heads that are extraordinary. They've got almost no mouths, which is something you see a lot on cave drawings of the ancient extraterrestrials, because these advanced civilizations really didn't need their mouths, still do not need their mouths. Why? Because they communicate telepathically. And there are so many beautiful sculptures. If I knew we were going to talk about this, I would have actually done a share screen and put up pictures of them, but you can find them yourself. Online, there's an abundant amount of them. And the Japanese have this relationship still today, understanding who the Dogu were to them, and understanding that the shamans all around the world, including the Japanese, who have always had relationship, very different species of extraterrestrials, that these relationships are still relationships that they have deep respect for, deep honoring of, knowing that it's part of their lineage, who they were, who they've become, and that it's interwoven with their beings. And the fact that these are so incredibly preserved, these sculptures, and so well done, is amazing. The other sculptures, like the ones I was talking about, that are for fertility and more modern day rituals, they will often, once they've been used, the shamans will take them, the Japanese shamans will take them, and they'll throw and break them, because that means it is done, it is done, it is done. So if somebody finds something like that more modern, it's for something different. But these ancient buried ones that have been unearthed are very indicative of this gorgeous relationship. And dare we say that this is where these Japanese shamans come from. And I will just add here at the end that I've actually worked with a Japanese shaman. It's amazing. We don't even speak the same language. And to be able to feel another being just through energy, and because this other being doesn't need my language, but could feel me and do some work on me. And everybody who knows me and knows how deeply I am into shamanism and the galactic extraterrestrials, anytime they meet someone, they will tell me, if they're from another country, I just met someone from, because I've studied so much with some of the greatest shamans, but there's so many more. And so I always will say, will you introduce me? Do you mind making a connection for me? And then the rest takes care of itself. It's absolute magic when I get to meet somebody who comes from that lineage where spirit has chosen them. So that's about the Japanese and the Dogu.
Oh, I love it. I love you. I love this right now because you really connected shamanism and like the ET galactics, because I'm going to be honest with you, in my mind it was almost like that's two ends of the spectrum. And I've honestly, I've never heard anybody talk about it the way that you have, where it's really not, it really is a blend of shamanism and ET galactics coming together. So I have a weird question. Now you piqued my interest, and so it is. does shamanism come from the teachings that we have learned from the galactics? I guess I want to know how it all connects even more.
Thank you, because this is my passion. And I feel this is a big part of my mission
Mhm.
is to talk about this specifically and even about shamanism that is so misunderstood. So, Kelly, the answer is there absolutely is a connection. Most how do you say this? So, most indigenous people do not come from Earth. They
Okay.
came from other planets and universes. A majority of them came from a planet called Maya, Maia, which is in the Pleiades. However, because things changed on planets, part of it was war and people became refugees and had to go to other planets, like the Orion Wars, the Lyra and Draco Wars. But other things happened. And when you think about how you might move around on Earth to different states or cities or countries, so it is in the cosmos. As another species, we're moving to another planet is not that big a deal. And so, yes, they come from other places. Why were they put here? The shamans, the indigenous, because they have wisdom and knowledge and respect and connection with the earth, because they know how to treat other beings and they have laws about how they operate, because healing is very much part of their tribal wisdom. And when a shaman is about to heal, a shaman leaves this reality, goes to another realm, and accesses wisdom from their lineage, from the all that is, but also very much so from their extraterrestrial lineage. They get helped a lot.
Okay.
Shamanism was born, the earliest we know, 450,000 years ago. And the original shamans were women. Not a lot of people know that. But the original shamans were women. They were the goddesses. They were the midwives. They were the ones who healed with herbs. And they were the ones who knew how to transcend this reality to bring back the information and the power, the potency to do what they needed to do for individuals and for their collective tribe. Also, the ones who were able to see the future and know what was coming and what to do. And like really deep into the future of their people and this planet. And many, many millennia later, in a place called Siberia, the men wanted to learn how to do this. So they taught themselves how to replicate what the women were doing and learn these healing skills, learn these leadership skills, learn how to talk to plants and the rivers and the sky and the mountains. Mountains are very sacred to the shamans and they hold great wisdom. And every person indigenous who practices where they come from has a mountain that they're connected with and goes to that mountain as one of many sources for wisdom. And so that is why in Siberia, the word is saman, which means one who knows. And that is why you'll often see the Siberian shamanic men dressed like women, almost in like dresses with makeup, all of it, because they're honoring the original shamanic beings who are women. And they have had relationship, still have relationship with the extraterrestrial beings who are often their family.
Wow, I'm like, that is so fascinating. I'm gonna tell you, I had no idea. This is all amazingly new information for me. I didn't even know. I'm gonna be honest. In my mind, I always thought that most men were shamans, not women in that way. So I have a question for you because we are now moving more. We are moving into the energy, the feminine energy, to start bringing back that balance. Does I'm not even sure how to ask that because if women originally were the shamans, are we going to start seeing more and more of that beautiful energy? as
It's a
women?
perfect question. Absolutely. Yes. And I'll tell you that from Peru, from high up in the Andes, comes a prophecy. This prophecy has been around since the beginning of time. And specifically, it's called a Pachacuti. And Pacha, many people know that word as Pachamama, right? Mother Earth. But Pacha also means time. So Pachacuti means a time of change. So every 500 years is a different Pachacuti. And we are right now in the middle, smack in the middle of a Pachacuti. And this particular, they're all different, like epochs. This particular Pachacuti, time of change, is the time when everything gets shaken up. So many people looking out in the world, especially sensitives, are saying, I'm also a book writing coach. And I've got people, most of them are healers, certainly very spiritual people in my programs. And just the other day, we had our Zoom class. We do it twice a month. And this one gal who's an amazing healer was just down, not doing well. I could perceive her energy. And I said, a lot of this isn't yours. A lot of this heaviness you're carrying around doesn't belong to you. And I have to tell you that it's not serving the world and it's really not serving you. You are not here to do that. You're here to be light. And it's like a erroneous form of empathy. And so it is predicted in many ways that we're in this time, the Pachacuti, that everything gets shaken up, everything look not everything. There's tons of beautiful, great, loving, caring things happening too. We're all together right now. This is a great marker for us to know how great this time is. There's more and more people waking up to all of this information, coming online spiritually. It's a great time. More and more channelers out there, all of it. So it's also a time of the great shakeup because if things aren't shaken up, they can't have new choice in how they settle down. We are living this time because we're supposed to make new choices. It is a time when the North and the South are supposed to come together. It is a time when corporate greed is supposed to go away eventually. It is a time when we're supposed to take the longest walk, which is from our head to our heart. So we start living from our heart. Most important thing. Sounds very simple. How many of us live from our heart? And if we don't, in a moment, remind ourselves, oh, what am I doing thinking so much? What am I doing trying to figure it out? What am I doing in my head? This is not a time for the head. Go back to my heart. If you're in a difficult situation, to think, what would love do here? And act from that. So it is really important to come from the heart for ourselves, for those in our lives, for the collective, for the earth, and to stop using her as a resource, and for all of humanity. It is also a time when they say the eagle and the condor will fly together. And of course, this is very symbolic. And it is a time of the rise of the divine feminine for men, for women, for anybody, because it exists in all of us. And that means that we have gentle power, that we come from knowing, that we operate in a way that can see the entire picture for everyone, and we make those choices. So it's a new way of doing everything. But we have to go through the ugly. And I want to talk about that a little bit more because I think this is important. So many people are taking on the heaviness of the world. And I just say right now, let's all take a deep breath and let it go. And keep doing that as I talk. Literally, everything is designed right now to be a little tough, but a little tough because the good is coming. As we're talking, and maybe you're seeing this in a different year, but this will even make sense in history. As we're talking, right now it's 2025. We're living in the year of the wooden snake. What does the snake do? Snake is the only animal that doesn't have limbs. It has to crawl on its body. And the snake literally releases its skin when it outgrows it. We have all outgrown the way the world is. the way we've all been operating, corporate greed, using and abusing the planet, being unkind to women and children, all of it, and each other over gender, sexuality, beliefs, religion. So it needs to happen the way it's happening. And keep breathing, taking deep breaths as I say this, just to release, because you're sensitive. We are living in the snake year because it is time for us to release what no longer serves us. People, places, things, situation, behaviors we have, ways of being, patterns that are inside of all of us. It all comes back to us. And we are being called to release, 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 release. Also, interestingly enough, 2025 adds up to a 9. Numerology 9 is about endings. So you'll see lots of endings. You'll see lots of divorces, lots of stuff coming up about people who are trying to bury it and make it secret, etc. So for all of us, again, being supported to let go, let go, let go. Here's the beauty. Next year is a 1 year, beginnings, and it's also the year of the horse. Energy, enthusiasm, freedom. We're heading into some great energy. But if we didn't do the work, it's very hard to head in successfully to the next phase. So keep being willing, even if it's uncomfortable or whatever emotions come up, feel the emotions, but do it anyway. Because on the other side of the letting go is the goods, is the treasure, is the new relationship, the new job, the new behaviors you're going to choose, the new ways of being, the new people you're going to bring in your life, the new ways you love and care for yourself, the new places you live, the new travels you do, the new services you give, the new things you allow in your life and don't allow in your life. So this is a powerful Pachakuti time for all of us, individually and collectively. And absolutely, the Peruvians high up in the Andes, but since the beginning of time, have called this time with the prophecy. And we are quite in the middle of it. And just keep trusting and walking forward, doing your job in your way, in your life. And it is powerful. It may seem like, but it's just my life. But those ripples keep going out.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, I resonate so much with what you're saying. Even just this morning, sitting in my meditation and quiet time, I usually just ask what is needed. And I no joke, I went through this. I feel like it was like a meditation and an activation at the same time. And what I was letting go of was the old version of me. And it felt like it just felt so good because I didn't realize how much resistance I was putting up to letting that go. And with that, you have to let go of other things. So, yes, and after I was done, I had never felt so comforted in letting things just go and release and just uncord and just I was at such peace about it this morning. And I agree with you. We are in this time, and to me it's very exciting. It's hard for sensitives like you said, but it's also very exciting because we are getting to, getting to like, bring down these things that have been so heavy and so dense for so long. And now we're going to have the beauty to rebuild it in the most magnificent way. And yeah, and I'm excited about it. I mean, there's some days where I'm like, "Ugh," but but you know what? I'm always reminded that, every time I have that moment, I think of the phoenix that rises out of the ashes and how beautiful that is. So, yes, and I
Mm.
love the way that you explained it. I had to, like, it's I'm learning so much right now with you. I love it. Thank you so much for just sharing your insight and everything with us. Um,
Absolutely. And so I just want to acknowledge Denise, who's saying a lot of this info is new and I really needed to hear this. I'm an empath and she's going through a lot with her family. Exactly. Oh my God. And I just want to acknowledge that too. there is more and more disease. It's almost like a detox happening right now for people. Um, yes, exactly. I've seen it. My partner had some very serious situations. My dog right now is going through very serious uh, heart situation. And I'll just say it's also, you got to feel the feelings. We
Mhm.
never can pretend they're not there. We were born human. And I'm going to just say this, that extraterrestrials never look at us like we're kindergartners. Understand that majority of the species out there are way far more advanced than we are. Way. But they never look at us, the benevolent beings, like, oh, well, maybe around the nuclear war and some of the like the war stuff, that's a little different. They don't even comprehend that because they
Right.
don't even have that on their planets or species. But outside of that, they do have great love for us because they see humans as incredibly resilient. And most of all, what they see in us is our love and how beautiful the love is. And the biggest one, emotions. Period. I could do a whole thing just on emotions and extraterrestrials, but let's keep it to this conversation and say they admire our wealth, our buffet of emotions. We did not receive emotions. Our soul did not choose to incarnate as a human and then say, well, I'm going to deny anger. I'm going to deny fear, resentment, all the things. Acceptance is the answer to all our problems today, bar none. Acceptance is the answer to all our problems. If you take any feeling and just say, wow, right now, I just feel so confused and scared. And I completely accept that. And then talk to yourself because chances are the next thing you're going to say is, I see your life. That makes sense. That anybody would feel confused and scared. That makes sense that you would feel out of sorts and you don't know how to deal with this or what to do. And this isn't a doing situation. This isn't something you think your way out of. This is, I just need to be with, I'm scared and confused. And I promise you, if you do this to yourself, with yourself, within 5, 10, I don't even think it'll take 15 minutes, it transmutes, it goes away. Acceptance is a balm. And so once we accept, then we can step into the why we're here. Oh, yeah, I came here to be the light. I came here to be a light worker. I came here to shine the light. I came here to have the faith when other people are only seeing darkness and I know the truth. I came. So we need to feel first to heal. And then we get real about why we're here. It's important. Do you mind if I do a healing right now?
Yeah, no, please, by all means. Yes, please.
Okay. So hopefully you guys are not driving. And and if you are, then and you're doing the replay, great. Thank you for letting me know. I'm just reading the chat. And if you're doing the replay, then do this later. Shut this off till later because this is beautiful and deep. So all you need to do is take some deep breaths and make sure your hands are unclasped, your feet are not tied up together. Why? Because we want energy to flow. So close your eyes, take deep breaths, be in a place where you can just relax and receive. Letting go of everything, nowhere to be, nothing to do except be here right now. When your soul had a commitment, a knowing to do this and be this, and as you breathe deeply, I want you to release everything from today, everything from this week, from this year. Just release it all like matter coming out of you, like sort of gray puffs. And as it goes into the air, it gets transmuted into the light and it's mulched for good. Keep doing that and keep breathing as I talk to you. Shamanism is an ancient spiritual practice. It involves connecting with the spirit world to facilitate healing, guidance, and personal transformation. Shamanic practitioners like me, we work with energy, with nature, with spiritual allies to restore balance and harmony to each of you and to the community. So, we're going to do a shamanic fire ceremony to start. Now, typically, the shamans and indigenous would be outside in nature in a safe place to have a pit and a fire, but everything is energy. So, in your eyes, I want you to see yourself sitting around a fire, a shamanic fire ceremony. And we're going to do symbolic gestures to connect specific energy centers, chakras, to the transformative power of fire and spirit. Take a deep breath, let it out, because fire is the great transformer. It consumes what no longer serves and transmutes energy into light. The smoke becomes a carrier of prayers, intentions, and offerings to the spirit realm. I'm going to guide you through this. See this as best you can, and if you don't see well, then just feel it. And I want you to see yourself sitting around the fire, and you're going to very safely pass your hands through the fire and bring it to your head, your third eye, your forehead. Smoke to the third eye, the Anja chakra. And as your hands are there bringing the smoke, say to yourself, may I see with clarity and vision. May I see with clarity and vision. And as you bring the smoke to the third eye, we're awakening your inner sight, your intuition, your spiritual perception. We're inviting clear insight and divine guidance. Opening your awareness to higher consciousness and truth. What is it you want to see with clarity and vision? Be still right now. Remember, be in your heart where there is no thing, nothing. And just ask, because the luminous beings are here with us right now. My shamanic lineage is here with us. You are safe, held, seen, and known, and loved. Just ask the question and listen. And just receive. Know how, doesn't have to be big, or maybe it's a knowing. And now your third eye is open so you may see in a new way, like source. Take a deep breath and hold what you have received. And now pass your hands safely again through the fire and bring that transformed energy to your heart. Smoke to the heart, the Anahata chakra. Say to yourself, may I love, may I feel, may I forgive. Bringing the smoke to the heart, the smoke brings healing. It softens grief. It releases heaviness and reignites compassion for self and others, for situations. It realigns you with the frequency of love, harmony, and deep connection to all beings. See your heart expanding, allowing in a lot of golden white light, knowing the luminous beings are here and you could nest in their love. in a frequency of beauty and joy, healing your heart, healing the heart of humanity, and awaken your heart to a new way of being. And now just ask the angels, luminous beings, shamanic lineage, all the healers and great ones who are here with us now, ask them, what is for you the new way of being going forward? Be in your heart and listen. And keep that beautiful piece of information. Take a deep breath. And now pass your hands through the fire and bring it to your belly, your yankai. Bring the fire to your belly, the smoke to your belly, your solar plexus, your sacral, your root chakras. And say to yourself, may I trust, create, and act. And in your belly, the smoke grounds and empowers. It clears fear. It activates your life force. It strengthens your will. You're not alone. That's the illusion. You've never been alone. And let these beings just hold all that weight for you. Just release it all. They're here to take it and facilitate a change in a miraculous, magical way that you could never have anticipated. But we have to get out of the way for that to happen. This is where your power, your creativity, your connection to the earth reside. So now feel the roots go out through your feet, deep, deep, deep into the earth. And as you breathe in the nourishment of the earth through every cell, pore, and particle of your body. Feel your crown chakra on the top of your head open. And when you breathe in the entire cosmos of golden white light healing every cell, DNA strand, particle of your body going all the way through your body deep into the earth. Continue to breathe this way, bringing up the earth energy and breathing down the cosmic, galactic, loving energy, source energy, back and forth. They can intermingle. It roots you into your sacred purpose. This is your love. This is your fuel for any new dream. Take a deep breath. And your hara, your belly, this is where your dreams come true, manifesting your dreams now. Healing your gut instinct. Healing this illusion you've been carrying of separation, of being alone, of having to handle it all yourself. It's not true. It's never been true. Take a deep breath and feel the love all around you. And so this ritual is a soulful reset. This is a powerful invitation for balance, for renewal, for alignment with your divine self. You're returning to your essence. You're returning home through the alchemy of fire. Take a deep breath. Dream a new dream where humanity loves and respects one another. dream a new dream where we honor businesses that contribute, where our planet is honored, where women and children are honored, where the goddess comes again and evolution becomes quantum, taking gigantic leaps into wonderment. We're living in the time of the Pachacuti, setting the world right again, and in the light and in the dawn of a new human. You came here to be the new human. Let's take that quantum leap together. Let's be the agents of a new humanity. Let's bring peace to our hearts, a new sense of direction to your life. You are joining with medicine men and women around the world in a powerful collective to be the change you came here to be. Put your hands on your hearts, breathing, still having that beautiful energy go through you, still being held and loved by the angels and the luminous beings and the shamans and the healers. May your hands be cleansed that they create beautiful things. May your feet be cleansed that they may take you where you most need to be. May your heart be cleansed that you might speak rightly when words are needed. May your eyes be cleansed that you might see the signs and the wonders of this world. May you and your space be washed clean by the smoke of the fragrant Palo Santo and the sage plants, transmuting and cleaning. And may that same smoke carry our prayers spiraling to the heavens. Take a deep breath and blow it out. And as you slowly come back, remember this will continue over the next days. Just marinate in this energy. Experience this state of restorative energy, allowing yourself to feel balanced and revitalized. Embrace who you are. Embrace this beautiful energy. Continue to relax, but gently wiggle your fingers and toes, massage your face, and gently I bring you back to the here and now in a whole different way of being. Welcome back.
That was beautiful. So Denise's comment is saying that she hopes you don't mind. She said she brought you into the room where her daughter is. She's she's had some other complications, and thank you so much. It was beautiful. And I agree with Denise. That was beautiful. Oh,
You know, usually I do these healings once a month, and I use the same link every month just because people come back and join and rejoin. Oh, good. I'm glad you're letting it go, Denise. I'm so glad you're just letting all the emotions go. Exactly. You're going to feel so much better after. This is the stuff we hold on to because we think we have to shoulder everything for everybody. And it can be a lot. It can be a lot. I'm thrilled that was the right choice, that this was brought into your daughter's space. Thank you for that. And thank you for your knowing around that. And also to Camille, a lot of love. So when I do these once a month, they're for 75 to 90 minutes, and people are like so blissed out. And yeah, I always also do a personal healing. So I have my rattle, I have my kuyas, which are my cured stones, and I let everybody have a stone because you blow things into the rocks and it goes back on my mesa, which is my sacred cloth. And then I clean everybody's body completely. We let go of all the dark stuff. We rebalance the nervous system. So, maybe in the future we'll have more time, or if you guys ever want to come to my healing experience, you are so welcome. It's at my website, debbidachinger.com/healing. Same URL every month, but you just have to spell my first and last names properly. It's Debbie with an I and Dachinger with a C. Um, but you can see what you can feel in 18 minutes. This stuff is so profound. But I love doing this because this also feels like a big part of my mission because I've experienced profound changes doing this work, having it done on me. My whole life has changed. And so I want this for everybody. I think shamanism and its tools are so seemingly simple. That's what the first shaman I work with used to say to me. We used to meet in the forest. She was a Peruvian shaman from Peru. Her name was Rosalba. And she would say, "This seems so simple, but trust me, there's big things happening under the hood." Boy, was she right. Even my friends would say, like, a year later, "Who are you?" Like, this is amazing. So, yeah, very glad you all were willing to just open and receive.
Yes, it was beautiful. And I love that it's in the simplest things where the biggest things happen. And it doesn't have to be that complicated. It can be as simple as what you did for us today. Cause I'm gonna tell you, my clairvoyance, I'm like was off the rocker and what I was being shown and guided to, like, it was just what you did was so beautiful. Thank you, Debbie, for sharing that with us here today and everyone else that will be watching later.
Do you mind if I ask people to post when they brought the fire to their forehead, to their heart, or their belly, or any of that entire experience, if they got something like you may have gotten a lot, but one takeaway that was really meaningful to you? I would love to know.
You guys can post in the chat if you want, or if you want to come off mute, you're more than welcome to do that. Either way, I'll read what comes in. Oh, okay, Debbie. Thank you so much Denise, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
She has to go.
Perfect way for her to leave, right?
Right? I was just thinking that. I'm like, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I'm happy for her.
Um, Camille, do you have anything that you want to share? You can come off mute or put it in the chat. I'll be happy to read it for you.
And while she types, I'll just say that I can feel all your energies collectively. In the beginning, there was a lot of heaviness, to let go
Mhm.
of a lot, a lot, a lot. But I can also then feel you guys sinking in,
Mhm.
letting go, allowing, receiving, going into your heart, getting messages. And so it's okay. And Camille may still be typing, but
Yeah.
I'm so
Yep.
happy you had a clairvoyant
Mhm.
experience with all of your gifts. Was it very positive for it to be cranked up?
Yes. All of it was absolute like was actually really beautiful. It was almost it like the best way that I could describe it is because I think we kind of all experience this where where we really want to look at ourselves and see ourselves, but sometimes it can be like a little bit scary. And it was almost like that just released for me, which
Mm.
honestly is something that I've been working so hard on doing. I'm going to say these last couple of months that like it was an amazing experience. That's the only thing I can say. It was what I needed. So thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Camille, did you want me to read that? I know you had come off mute. Did you have more to say with what you had said? You said, I was told to be in my heart for all points of my body. Do you want to elaborate on that or?
It was I think it's because I've been helping my friends and my family with a lot of grief.
Mm.
Like one of my best friends lost his mom in end of July. So helping him through that grief, helping other people through the grief, and so just holding that space for them. So I was told to just still be, even though I was releasing all of that energy, because I feel like I still held on to that. That's why immediately when I closed my eyes, I just started releasing. Um, I was just told to stay in my heart.
That's beautiful, Camille.
That is, and especially if you are dealing with other people's grief, but also showing up as a great friend. It sounds like you're an amazing friend. That's wonderful because most people run when someone has a loss of that magnitude. So the fact that you're staying is great and taking care of yourself is important. So that's your litmus. And, again, simplicity. Isn't that amazing that at all times, what would love do here? And remember, love is not just for other people. I would start with self. What would love do for me right now? What does that look like? What direction, what choice, what word do I say yes? Do I say no? Do I make time for this? Is it too much for me? Do I just need to take a bath? I had a trip planned out of country, and for various reasons, it is canceled. And so I made a decision that I'm doing a staycation. And I have to really look at how much I work and how much I do and how much is on my to do list. I've gotten better at pushing away at certain point at night, taking the night off, things like that. Very important. However, I know what would love do with these 2 weeks? Love would take care of herself, would go to the beach, would find fun things to do with the dogs, would hang out with friends, would go someplace cool with my partner, would all these things. A staycation. I'm going to stay home and make it a vacation. Even sleeping in, I love sleep. And so to sleep in, all of those things and also to be in the moment, to not plan all of this out, but to wake up and go, wow, where does the day want to take me? What does that look like? I am really looking forward to this. And so when the heart says, keep me up forefront more, the heart has so much wisdom for us and simplicity because usually when we ask that question, what would love do here, has an immediate answer. It may not be what you want to hear. The head may say something else, but just say to the head, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. That was an interesting point of view. But I think I'm going to take contrary action for a long period of time and see what does that feel like, look like, be like, to just be in the heart and listen to that wisdom. Full steam ahead. And then there was something else that was said about it was what you said, Kelly, about where you're at right now and kind of the shadow, right? That is a huge piece at this time of letting go. For people, a lot of shadow coming up. And the reason why it is the shadow is because at some point we said, I'm not that, you're that. Right? That's how we can always find it. We see where we finger
Yes.
point the people in our lives who piss us off, the situations, all the stuff. We have it too. And then we could say, well, I don't do that. And you don't. It never manifests exactly the same in the mirror. But if you go deeper, like lack, for instance, if you see lack in somebody, it makes you crazy. Don't look at their lack. Find out where am I acting like there's not enough for me, or I'm not enough, or I'll never have enough or be enough? You have to go deep like that. So you're right on point. You're in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. Tons of shadow work right now. We don't have many months left to this year. But if you're doing the work and if you're here right now, it portends very good things to look at yourself, because trust me, this work is going to pay off. And then you get to ride way more of the good energy of the number 1 year coming up.
I agree with you. Like I am in the shadows right now, and I'm actually very grateful and thankful for it, because there's so much growth and expansion in that. I mean, it's miserable. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to people, because you're absolutely right. There are things that come up that, like, my external world is mirroring back to me. And believe it or not, I've been journaling what it's been mirroring to me, and like my first perception of it. And then what I've been doing is bringing it back around into me, because I know that it's just whatever's happening is being mirrored to me. So what is it about me? And I've been doing some really, like, no joke, I've written through two big thick journals in a matter of just a month and a half of just doing that work. Because for me, and I'm totally sharing about myself, I'm so sorry, but like, I know that there is something more that is coming. And if I deny doing this work right now, number one, this work is just going to get harder, because the external world is going to really bring it back, right? Really mirror it back. But I don't want to miss out on that opportunity that's coming. And everything that you talked about with, with the way that the world is changing, like, I see it, like, I very much see it. And it's going to be incredible. So I guess my message to people is, even even if it's so hard, do the work. Just do it. And don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid of what comes up, because like Debbie said, just feel it. That's one of the gifts that we have, is we get to feel things. We get to feel all the goodness, and we get to feel all of the, I was going to say, I don't want to say the bad, because I don't think it's bad, but like the challenges and everything, just feel them, because on the other side of it is, there's, in my mind, there's no words to describe what that is. So thank you for letting me share that. Thank you for doing this, because it just brought more of that. I'm going to say more of that forward for me. So thank you, Debbie.
Yes, because this is exactly where we are right now. And I know, because when I see it in my book writing class, and I really do have very powerful people in my perception in my class, adults. Um, and that was the first thing somebody said. She was supposed to be sharing about her writing, but she was just saying what a hard time she's having. I know she's a sensitive, and I just had to address it. Most of this isn't yours, but girl, you cannot let this, you cannot let this take you down. First of all, you agreed to be here right now for this very purpose. Your soul knew what it was going to be like and raised its hand. And amongst all the gabillion other souls, Source chose you. There were others in the waiting line. So you have a piece of the puzzle here right now, but you need to feel the stuff. You need to do the work, like what Kelly's talking about. Absolutely. The uncomfortable work. Because on the
Mhm.
other side is so much freedom, and next year is all about freedom. So I'm very glad to hear that. And I really resonate when you say that you have that feeling that good things are coming. You have that feeling that the work you're doing, like, you don't know what the payoff is, but there's definitely a payoff. I have felt that so much the last few years, this sort of knowing, without the how, without the why, without all the stuff, but just this knowing of an energy that's coming and that I'm going to be a part of. And it's interesting, because if I think of all the sectors over the years, I wouldn't have predicted that it looked like that or felt like it does, but it's perfect. And I also 1,000% get over and over and over again, it is going to be good. People perceive what's happening as, oh my God, it's only going to get worse until, right? And I do not see that or know that at all. I see the complete opposite. And the percentage, and I don't remember what it is, it's insanely small, but I think there only needs to be 15% of us doing the work and holding the light for there to be planetary change. So know that you're one of those people.
That's incredible. Oh, I love it. Oh, yes. I'm going to tell you so much hope in this interview today. Thank you so much for bringing that. Um, I can't wait even for the people to hear the replay because and I'm going to tell you in my heart, it's not even hope. It is a knowing that I know that it's going to be so much better. And, you know, you kind of got to go through the rough to get to the good, and that's where we're headed. And I'm along for the ride. So, oh, Debbi, thank you so much. But you so kindly offered a donation gift to all of our viewers. Um, you're offering a starseed video, and then also it looks like you are also offering, and correct me if I'm wrong, 20 minutes of time with you. Is that correct?
No, I
Oh,
didn't. That's very interesting. Um, no, I didn't offer 20 minutes of time with me. I did offer, I'm just trying to feel into that, if that would even be something I could do, because I don't know how many people
it,
would ask for it. But what I did put together is a starseed video and report. And I'll talk about that. There's a lot of people right now who are really curious about their galactic ancestry, who are saying, well, what planet am I from? What species was I? Am I? Why am I like this? And so there's like an amazing video with a galactic historian who's one of the most well-known people who does a galactic Akashic records. So I was able to corral her because she's a friend of mine, and we did this off the hook video for you guys so you can hear all these different species out in the galaxy, but you'll also learn what they look like so you can look at yourself. I'll just give you an example. So, very dominant in my galactic lineage is the Lyrans, the lion beings. And so, look at me. Is that far off? No, right?
oh my God.
If you had to guess, you'd probably go feline, like the way my eyes are and the cheekbones. And this is my real crazy curly hair and stuff. I'll just tell you, for Halloween, I was a lion. It was so fun. And I
Love
did
it.
all my hair like, and I had all the makeup. It was so fun.
You know what? I have to confess, as you were sharing, I was looking at you and I'm like, she has to be there has to be leering somewhere.
And so it's a great example because so we'll go down Lyrans, so you understand better this gift, just the physical. So Lyrans, now they're typically tall, like really tall. That's not me. I'm only 5'4". But Lyrans are athletic. I would say that is definitely my build, is more the muscular, slender build. And they are very courageous, very leadership oriented. My rising sign is Leo. So we break down all the physicality. And by the way, once in my life, I went for a trim, and this hairdresser who I had been seeing, I don't know what she had taken that day, but she came around from the back cutting my hair like this, all the way up here. The worst haircut in my life. So imagine me, I can't even. It was so awful and ugly. She cut off my hair, but you can't do that to a Lyran. This is like our David, our from the Bible, whoever that was, you can't mess with their hair. So yes, it also talks about our careers. What kind of careers are we probably in? And that might be good guidance for you if you're not really sure what career you should be in. Talks about our relationships, how we show up in the world, like all our weaknesses, all our strengths, etc. We go through the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Orions, the reptilians. By the way, there's lots of beautiful, loving, brilliant reptilians. Don't think they're bad. All of them, the Lyrians, and more. I can't even think of all of them because I don't have enough fingers and hands. And then to make it even easier, there's also a report. So it's also broken down so you can have that with you and you can start to see, oh, read, that is so me. That is so me. And that might be a beautiful starting point for you to learn. We're so taught, those of us who are open to the spirituality stuff, like let's look at all our past lives, but we're thinking, was I in Egypt? Was I in Lemuria? We're thinking, was I in India? Where am I from? Asia? All the stuff. But it becomes so much more of the real picture when we start saying, what are all the planet systems, the species, the ways of beings, the lifetimes on so many other systems out in the cosmos? Ah, now I see all of what has contributed to my gifts, to my wounds, the whole history of who I am. So that's what the gift is
Oh,
for your people.
what a beautiful gift. Thank you so much for offering that. That is so much that you are giving. So thank you so much. Camille, you had a question?
I do. Um, I was hoping that you could help me understand which alien came to visit me in my dream. Um, they were in my dream tall, slender, blonde, blue eyes. And I knew in my dream that they were alien, but I'm like, okay, what species is
Oh, that's so cool. May I ask you how tall?
tall? So, tall cl- uh, like a more closer or taller than like 7 feet.
Yeah, totally. So these are the tall whites or the Nordics. Can
Like
I look?
Vikings, Nordics?
No, that's Earth. Let me look this up because I want to show you and you'll tell me. I'm going to show you a picture. Can I share? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, yeah, of course.
All right. And then I want you to,
Do
oh,
I need to,
I'm
do I
very
need,
excited. I can also ask for sharing if, yep, I'll just send the request. Let's
okay,
show you
perfect.
this, Camille. And then I want you to verify if this is who you saw. Um, so you can see lots of them. But
Um,
see, this is a Nordic alien. And by the way, I also want to be really clear.
And yeah, so the second row to the right, all the way to the right, yeah,
Here,
yes, that one.
very
Because
interesting.
they were in blue. They were in blue. That was that. Yes.
And look at all of them here as we scroll down. Now, just so you know, so just like on Earth, we all look very different. And most of why we look very different is because we all come from planetary system. A lot of Asians come from a particular planetary system, Black people, Latino, da 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 da. So it's all perfect how we look and why we are. But these are very advanced, very loving. And if you are brave enough or interested enough, you can invite them back. Invite them into your meditations, into your dreams, and let them know I'm open. Now, it may take a bunch of times for that to happen and for you to sort of get out of the way. But if they've already visited you, chances are this is family. It's never an accident. And it's
Um,
never like, an off species that suddenly reaches out to you. This is your family showing up to support you. So you've been one of them.
Oh, that's so cool. I can't remember if it was within the last 12 months or this calendar year that they visited, but it was like kind of like a bar scene, and this tall blonde man or male came up to me. I could sense them from behind my back, and then they sat next to me. So I think because it was like a bar scene, I was just kind of like put off.
Mm,
Um, but I wasn't afraid. I was just like questioning, who are you? But I could sense in my dream they were not of the earth.
right. Absolutely. Sometimes, so you understand bar scene, all that craziness, it's just because if we were to actually see their real essence or really where they were, or on a be notice, oh my God, I'm on a ship. Now, some people can do that and it's okay. A lot of people cannot. It's too much for the subconscious. So you'll see something like I was on a bus with Michelle Obama the other day in my dream. It was actually a very profound dream that I had with her in it. And we were really connected, like really friends. And she was her. And it was, I don't know why. I do admire her greatly, but I don't know why she even came in. But I did get a profound message from her. So you may see a bar scene or something just so your brain, your earthly 3D brain, can wrap around where you are and what's happening. But it doesn't mean that that's actually where you are. It very, very well could be something else, right?
Yeah.
But I would absolutely take that as a beautiful sign that they are ready to work with you. They feel like you're ready to work with them. They came and very gently said, "Hello, family member." And then they left. And so now it's up to you. You know how they say, like, angels will never come and help you? You have to ask. And once you say, please help me, please, angels, da da da, it's the same thing. Now you can speak to them and say, please come, please, let's communicate. Let's gently create a relationship. And maybe there are things you can tell me so I can be assured of who you are, what you want, or maybe there's wisdom you want to give me, and just start there. And then I let go of everything else and let it take form and shape.
Got it.
It's exciting.
So it is. And so I kind of want to add this, and don't know if there's enough time, but I recently in the last 2 months had a session with a guest that Kelly had. And in that session, I was upgraded big time. And in that session, this healer is Nikki. She could see that there is this big red ruby that was above my crown, and she asked me to um, uh, get a better understanding of what it's for. And going back to what you were saying about um, we're ready for the transformation, the information I got was that I'm holding this jewel for the time when the earth and humans are ready for that transformation. And I'm like, it's like a beacon. So I was just like, huh, okay, no pressure. So
I I would you like me to tell you what I got for you?
yes, please.
Yeah. So I got something a little different, and it's not pressure, it's who you are. I got that you've been a queen. And this has literally been part of your crown. And that's etherically, energetically what came forward, because you should always remember that you are a queen, you are a goddess. And I got that very strongly for you. And I don't know how many lifetimes you've been that, but it's very prominent in your energy. And so rather than the mission and all of why you're here and da da da, no, you're already that. You have already been a leader. You've already been the goddess. You've already been the good, beautiful queen, leader of your people. And just to embody more, I think that ruby is like the heart, right? Embody who you
Mm.
really be. Remember who you are.
Wow, thank you.
You
Awesome.
are welcome. It's quite beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm blushing.
Oh, I love it. Oh, thank you, Camille, for your questions and sharing. I'm going to tell you this, and in my opinion, this is the best way to end with that beautiful message. And I love it, Camille. I'm like, you're a queen.
I love it too.
Yes, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Camille, for your questions and spending some time with us, with Debbi towards the end here. Debbi, oh my gosh, a huge thank you to you and everything that you shared with us today. I'm going to tell you, I'm walking away from here. My mind is so blown. Like I've learned so much in just this hour with you. So thank you so much for sharing all your information and your beautiful activation. I'm like, I had an incredible experience. I can't imagine what everybody else will. So thank you so much for taking the time to just share you with everyone. So grateful.
It's really my honor. And I'm so happy to fulfill why I'm here through platforms like this. And also a big hats off to the great work you're doing for standing for women, for helping women. I love that. You're doing so much good in the world, and I hope you reap the karma a million times in your life and in your bank account. And for everybody who showed up today live, much love to you. This was fun. And everybody who I'll be meeting in the replay as well, go forward remembering who you are, acting and responding from your heart, and know things are very bright and going to get brighter.
100%. Thank you so much, Debbi. Thank you to everyone. We will see all of you again next week. Uh, so much love to everybody that's on this call, to you, Debbi, and so much love to everyone out there. Seriously, from my heart to all of you. Thank you so much. Bye for now, everyone.